Hey everyone, welcome to the Withering Effect episode 84. Today's date is February 28th, 2021, and I am Duds, or Duds versus known to the rest of the interwebs.
And I'm Jimbo. You may know me as Jimbo Slice 23. So how's your week been so far, Duds?
Long, and then the weekend short.
Yeah, them weekends always seem to go by pretty fast.
Yeah, what, man. So most of the week this week, I've had a lot of stuff to do outside of work, so I haven't been able to do much recording, and I was like, I'll just save it for the weekend. We'll get it done then. And then come the weekend, I'm over here like, I'm only halfway done with this video. What is going on? But I'm working on a villager trading hall, and my biggest problem was Friday night. I stayed on rather late trying to come up with a design. So originally I had an idea for an entrance for my base, but the entrance required a lot of quartz. And I was like, I don't have a way to get a lot of quartz. What are two ways to get quartz? You have the piglin bartering. Well, that means I need to build a gold farm.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not doing that. So that was like, the other way is villager trading. I was like, well, I want to have one of those in my base anyways. So I'll go ahead and work on that. Designed a villager trading hall in my head, I should say. And went to put it in game. And I went, man, this is ugly. So it was like, all right, that's 3 hours worth of work for nothing. Time to start over.
Oh, no. I've been there.
Yeah, so I ended up coming up with a design about 2 hours before my stream day on Saturday, or stream time. So I was able to do the bulk of work on stream. I put that into a time lapse, which actually came out pretty good. I was pretty happy with that time lapse. I was kind of worried about it, but it came out good. The room itself has come out really nice. I used a mesa style palette, as I'm calling it. A lot of terracotta, a lot of oranges. I used stripped acacia wood as one of my offset colors. I would have never thought I would use stripped acacia wood, but I did, and it looks really good. I like it.
Yeah, we were watching you live, and you didn't have your best counting day that day.
I did not.
Kept tearing it down and moving things around.
Because
the counting ability wasn't there.
No, and anyone who watches the time lapse in the episode, if you pay close attention, like, you have to look for it. I was able to get that time lapse to move so smoothly that you can't tell an entire wall is off by one. I was able to do the time lapse in a way where you have to know when it happened. You had to be in stream to know, okay, when he got this far, that's when he realized the wall was off and he had to tear it down and rebuild it.
Don't worry, guys. I'll timestamp it in the video. In the comments so everyone could see it.
And I was kind of proud of that. Hiding my inability to count till Jimbo called me out.
Yeah, now everyone knows.
Everyone knows I can't count to 10.
It's all right. Everyone knows I can't read. So we're even.
Oh, we're just the epitome of brilliance, aren't we?
Put us together, and
you have a third grader.
You barely get a Minecraft show.
What about you? How was your week?
I actually built and completed my flower farm that I was making in the swamp.
I know. How does that thing work?
Dude, here's my thought. I go in creative mode. I'm like, okay, gotta bone meal this grass to get the flowers. That's how you do it. So I put the dispenser underneath of it. It would bone meal one time. You give it a pulse. Boom. Well, no, it would bone meal 3 times. Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
And it would only go off once, because once you bone meal that block, it'll only bone meal that block. Like, it'll bone meal that grass, that piece of grass.
Yeah.
So I would have to break whatever grows there real fast with it. So I needed 2 signals on both ends. One to dispense the bone meal, and the other one to break it as it's dispensing. And it freaking worked. I timed it up perfectly to where both of these are going off at the exact same time, and it's growing and breaking it, which produces more grass, all in all. So I'm hitting it 3 times with bone meal and flushing it down the drain. If you guys happen to see this farm, it's definitely different. I wasn't trying to be different or unique. It was just the first thought in my head, and I got it to work. So I just rolled with that. It's pretty unique, though. I'm pretty proud of it. Doesn't take up too much room either.
Well, it's crazy because we've both built flower farms this season. And my first thought was, like you said, when you bone meal the grass, obviously you're not going to be able to bone meal anymore because the grass is there. So it's just going to bone meal that one piece of grass.
Right.
My first thought was, again, how do I get rid of this grass? And I went to the shifting floor method. So I just looked for somebody who had a shifting floor farm and basically took the essence of how that worked and built it into a way where I could functionally use it the way I wanted to.
Yeah.
You were just like, nope, I'm going to smack that one block until this farm does what I want. I'm going to beat it into submission.
I'm going to beat it till it works. That's what happened. And I had the redstone all over the place. I got my items splitting perfect. Like, this redstone episode couldn't have gone more perfect. Like, I've had a lot of fails this year. This one was my highlight. But it was a lot of fun.
I watched you build this thing, and I was like, there's no way in the world this is going to work first try. And then it did.
Yeah, that had no business working. It'll probably break here soon. But yeah, if you guys want to check it out, you can see it on the on my YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's definitely worth looking at because it is a very cool farm.
Yeah, it's pretty different. Besides that, I've been looking into getting a new GPU. And lo and behold,
you just got one.
Sort of. Well, I just got a new I got a 2060.
Yeah.
That was a while ago. I was looking to get a new one. But there's no GPUs.
No.
There's no GPUs out there. If you want to get a GPU, you're paying double the price.
Yup.
So that's out the window. Now I notice when I play, I'm getting some tearing in my screen. Now my screens are only 60 hertz, and with the equipment I got, I could definitely push 120 or 144 hertz. So I think I'm just gonna upgrade my monitors to where it's more game friendly. There's a monitor that's easier on the eyes, an Asus monitor. So thinking about getting a couple of those. Don't know if there's probably not going to be a video for it. The GPU I could have made a video for, but the monitors, pretty simple. Plug them in.
Yeah.
Put them in the stand. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with that instead of the GPUs. Let me know if anyone's got a GPU for sale.
So you say that. I've been wanting to build a new PC for a while. I'm running a RTX, or not an RTX.
I was about to say what?
A Ryzen 7 1700X and a GeForce GTX 1070. So I've got some old hardware, but it does the job. I can't complain much.
Yeah.
I have monitors that are also so old that they're using the white component cable, not an HDMI, not a display port, but a component cable.
Oh, yeah, you need those more than me.
But yeah, it works, so I have like a spend my money elsewhere. Bought a new mic because it's like that's where I needed the upgrade the most.
Yeah.
Bought a new controller because that's what I use the most.
I was considering a new mic. I was. So I might, I don't know. That could definitely be, that definitely could be possible with the monitors. Because I was going to spend a good bit for a new graphics card. And the monitors are pretty good price, but don't want to overdo it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll go ahead and get my monitors first. Mike's next, though. I don't see me getting a GPU for a long time.
No.
Until these things go back down. That's kind of out of the picture.
Yeah, you have Bitcoin mining, which is going on right now. And not to mention there's a huge silica shortage.
Oh.
So basically anything that uses silica, which is basically anything that uses a computer chip, motherboard, anything like that. I think the auto industry is kind of taking precedence over everything else right now. So that's where all the silica's going, which is making it even harder to make GPUs. And then on top of that, the GPUs that are being made are being bought up rather quickly by Bitcoin miners. It's like,
yeah, the Bitcoin mining, you'll see people with hundreds of GPUs, trying to get the Bitcoin. I was actually looking into that. It doesn't look like a too bad of a deal, but it is risky.
Yeah.
But again, I couldn't get GPUs to farm anything anyway. But some of it has to do with, with COVID. People have to work from home. They need equipment at home. So they're buying computer software and stuff or equipment. So yeah, there's a bunch of different reasons why there's no GPUs. And I'm just hoping to get, a decent price for a GPU soon.
Yeah, you and me both. Anyway, should we get into news? Because we have snapshot news this week.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, snapshot 21W08A. I think they have already come out with a B also to fix a couple issues they had. Nothing too crazy. Let's talk about the big changes for this snapshot, though. So, they've tweaked cave sizes further, so everything feels a little bit more uniform. You're not going to have the giant caves all over the place this time. They've kind of been distributed in a more spread out nature. So it's not crazy hole underneath every part of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Canyon and cave carvers, which I think is what they're referring to as some of the older terrain generation, now apply below Y0. Cracks can now be found carved into the ground, which are really cool. Grimstone has been changed to Deepslate. They've also added the Deepslate ores that was talked about last week, or Grimstone ores from last week. The distribution of ores has been further tweaked. We have a chart for that we'll go over. Andesite no longer generates under Y0. Sad dud noises. Tuff now sometimes generate under Y0. Tough layer of amethyst geodes has been replaced with a new type of stone called smooth basalt. Smooth basalt is now obtained by smelting basalt. Another round of tweaking has been done on the new textures of ores and blackstone. Emerald and lapis lazuli ore textures have had some touch-ups. Mineshafts now once again generate in the open air caves. Particles now appear in the air around spore blossoms. Slime blocks and honey blocks have been moved to the redstone tab of the creative inventory. That was really hard to say with my nose constantly trying to clog itself in the middle of talking.
You did well. You did pretty well.
But yeah, so let's go with the tweaked cave sizes to start with.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a welcome change. That was one of my biggest worries, was the amount of lighting up we were going to have to do under caves.
Yeah.
To get any kind of efficient farm running.
Mm-hmm.
So that's nice. Canyon and cave carvers going under Y0. It just looks okay. I mean, there's not much to say about it. It looks natural that way instead of having the hard stop above 0.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to determine, what's natural and what's not, because it's not like the real world. It is Minecraft, but I think they're implementing it pretty well.
Yeah.
I guess they have they developed the caves through sound or noise, some kind of noise, and able to distribute all the caves pretty evenly. Not evenly, but it seems like everything's breaking up to where it's pretty spread out.
It's not crazy all on top of each other now.
Yeah, right.
More defined. Let's do it that way. That seems like a better way of saying it.
Yeah, hopefully it'll help separate biomes that are under the world, with the different generations.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't know how the biomes are going to separate. I mean, odds are it's just kind of like the top of the surface. You could probably see the line.
Yeah.
When you cross the biome. We'll see.
I'm upset that Andesite doesn't generate under Y0 anymore.
Some people may say it's not tough enough.
Dang it, Jimbo.
I'm done.
What Jimbo is referring to is now that Tuff is replacing Andesite under Y0. Andesite was the only ite to spawn under Y0 in the last snapshot because it's the best ite of all. But they've decided to replace that with Tuff, and it makes sense because the Tuff texture actually looks a lot better with Deepslate than Andesite. Andesite really stuck out a bit.
Yeah.
Andesite's definitely one of my favorite blocks in the game, so to have a new easy way of mining it, I was looking forward to that, but I understand the change. Now that we have Tuff as an easy to find block, I'll probably work that in there somewhere in my building.
Yeah, I feel like they tried to lighten up the Deepslate ores or the Deepslate blocks a little bit.
They did.
To make the andesite fit, but it just wouldn't fit. I mean, it's a lot different. It's a lot brighter than this Deepslate block. And yeah, the Tuff fits in there pretty good. It still stands out a little bit, the Tuff block.
Mm-hmm.
Of course it is. But yeah, that's I think that's a good change. I like it.
Well, and we have smooth basalt now too.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget about that. That's a whole new block.
Right.
And it's a pretty looking block.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could have used that.
You could have used that.
Mm-hmm. Problem with basalt now is every side is different, so it's hard. You got to really watch how you place them.
Mm-hmm.
It could help if you want different textures of that, but what I'm working with, it is a pain to try to get these blocks the right way, and Yeah, I don't think I think smooth basalt is the same texture all the way around, if I'm not mistaken. I could be mistaken.
I've only seen the one picture of it, so I don't know. Like
Yeah.
it's only the one. It's like I need more images. Show me in some more builds, and I'm sure there's some out there now. But as of recording, I've only seen the one image. It's like I want more.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to have it all the same side
Yeah,
on basalt. Maybe not with the smooth variant. Not sure yet.
it depends because I really like doing the polished basalt in the crosshatch
Yeah.
where you lay it on its side and then you stand it up, lay it on its side, stand it up. It really looks good that way.
Mm-hmm.
Heck, it's all over my base.
Yeah, it could look really good if you use it that way, but the way I'm using it, man.
Yeah, using it in a gradient's kind of hard.
Mm-hmm. Right. I'm using it to fade from color to color, and it looks like it stands out as a block and not as like a fading texture. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know. Could be just in my head.
Yeah. But let's go ahead and move on to your notes. What do you have on the new snapshot?
We have Deepslate. Talking about the Deepslate, Grimstone is now called Deepslate.
Mm-hmm.
Deepslate now has a top texture and a new block called Cobbled Deepslate, which drops from Deepslate. Think you, if you have Silk Touch, you can mine the Deepslate with the new top texture.
Yep.
And the Cobble would be if you mine it with anything else.
Mm-hmm.
The Cobbled variant is the same but without the top texture, and is also used to craft all Deepslate variants instead. Deepslate now has a unique set of sounds, very crunchy indeed.
Nice. Let's talk some Deepslate. I was a little worried when I saw the Deepslate had a top texture.
Yeah, me too.
I don't like it. I don't like the top texture at all. But because they gave us Cobbled Deepslate, which removes that top texture, I'm cool with it. They're giving us more options. It's an option I don't like, but somebody else will like it. And I still get the Cobbled Deepslate as what I wanted originally. So there's nothing really to complain about. It's just, I saw that first picture. I went, oh no, they ruined Deepslate. And then I was like, oh, wait, nope, we're back again.
Yeah, I didn't mind the old texture. I don't mind the new one either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it could definitely be annoying, trying to place the regular Deepslate just because of that top texture. That is definitely going to get annoying. Some people might want that texture in their build, though.
Yes, there's definitely going to be some people who can use it very well.
Mm-hmm.
What it would be cool if it was, again, a rotation block. I'm thinking it's going to be like sandstone. You know how sandstone always has that top texture on it unless you do the smooth sandstone?
Yeah.
And I don't like that at all. But if Deepslate allows you to rotate the texture, depending on how you place it, that could be super useful.
Yeah, I mean, besides the Deepslate and the Cobbled Deepslate, the new textures for like the brick and the tile, they look great.
They really do.
Definitely going to use those.
Yeah, I'm going to use the heck out of some Deepslate.
Mm-hmm. It's similar to stone, but just a little bit darker, I'd say.
I think it's the black block we wanted when we saw Blackstone before we realized Blackstone had a lot of purple in it.
Yeah.
Now, Blackstone's still black, don't get me wrong, but it has this purple tint to it. So it works really good in the nether when you have reds or blues or other blacks with it. It works really well. But when you do a contrasting block with the white one, it feels a little off. I'm using it actually with oranges in my villager trading hall, and it looks great doing that. But I would never consider it a pure black block like black concrete. This Deepslate definitely feels more black. It allows for the contrast blocks to fit nicely.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the texture.
It definitely has, I don't know, it's not more black and like darker.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Blackstone's definitely darker.
Yes.
Yeah, there's definitely like a little bit of like a purple hue with it. It's definitely, It's not completely black. You could put it next to a coal block and that's black,
Yeah.
Just the coal block texture is not nice.
And I won't go as far as Carl to say it's just purple, because it's not. It is black.
Mm-hmm.
It's just got a little hue of purple.
Yeah.
Which works out well for the block.
Yeah, I mean, I'm using it. I've used a ton of it. I could see it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't really faze me. It's kind of like the back part of my base. It's kind of in the background.
Yeah. But what I'm thinking is, I'm going to put my money on, and I may be wrong, But we found that when I guess on the show, I am generally right, if not kind of close to right.
Uh-oh, what's this?
That Deepslate is going to have another variant called Slate. I'm thinking you put Deepslate in a furnace and it'll give you a smoother, kind of a more polished and a lighter color, more white than black. So basically, when we first saw diorite and we thought, oh man, new white block, but then we realized it looked like bird poop.
Yeah.
I think Slate can be a better diorite that doesn't look like dirt poop or bird poop.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And I could be completely wrong. And there's probably some Mojang dev like laughing behind the scenes going, he's not getting that.
Ha ha ha.
Exactly.
Missed that one.
But I would definitely love to see a Slate. They're really working on this gradient trend that's going around Minecraft.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are trying to, hey, use this texture or start with this texture to get to this texture. And here's all the blocks you use to get the gradient in between.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that 117 is really having fun with that gradient. And I think a slate block would almost look a lot like what we would consider granite countertops. The really white with just a hint of grays in it.
Okay.
I'm thinking kind of like that. Not pure white, but not diorite either.
Yeah, well, you kind of get that with calcite. It's kind of like a smooth diorite.
Oh, yeah, that's true. No, I completely forgot about that.
But I was going to bring up, did you see this many blocks being added to this update?
No.
I did not think there's this much room for more stone blocks. And here we get this deep slate with 8 different variants to it. It's crazy. How many more blocks are bringing?
So I've said from the beginning that, one, the Deep Dark and the Warden definitely piqued my interest. But Dripstone, the renewable lava source, was my victory lap. That's the one thing I've been the most excited for. Not anymore. Deep Slate is. The amount of building I can do with Deep Slate has gone through the roof. So keep it up, Mojang.
Yeah. Only thing about deep slate is, as of right now, you can't insta-mine it.
No.
It's a little bit harder to mine, but it's still beautiful.
But because so much of it generates below Y0, it's still going to be easy to mine because you can just go down there with a Haste 2 beacon. And yes, it's not instant mine, but you're still going to be mining it super quick because all you have to do is stand in a spot and just start spinning around.
Yeah, I mean, one mining session will give you more than enough stone.
Oh, yeah.
You'll need. So, you go down there. One mining session might take you a little longer, but you're going to get plenty of it. It's very abundant.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about a very crunchy sound.
Oh, yeah.
Ever since the Nether update, the sound in the game, I've loved. Man, placing down bone blocks is the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah. I might use bone blocks in every build from now on, just because of the sound they make.
I never used bone blocks until 116. And I think I only used them because I like the sound of placing them down.
Yeah, it's always been a nice texture.
I've purposely not listened to what the deep slate sound is.
Oh.
Because I like experiencing it in the release version, the full effect.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of, I want to know, especially when I hear crunchy.
Mm-hmm. That's all you need to know.
I have a feeling it's going to sound like rubbing rocks together in your hand. That's what I think it's going to sound like.
Maybe a little bit. There's different kind of noises, when you break and place the block, you get 2 different noises. And then when you run across it, you get that crunchy noise.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is each variant makes a different sound.
Oh, yeah.
Slightly different, which is pretty cool. I didn't see that coming either. Yeah, ever since the Nether update, man, they've been really, putting time into the sound that the different blocks make.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm loving that. I'd like for them to, do that with each block if they could.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks like they are.
A lot of work, but GG's for putting in the work, Mojang.
Yeah, well done.
Anyways, ores.
Deep slate ores. They added deep slate version of iron, gold, lapis, redstone, and diamond ores that generate wherever those ores are placed deep slate.
Mm-hmm.
Below Y0. Twice as tough to mine as normal ores. Kind of talked about that.
Did not see that part coming. but we obviously know Deepslate is a tough block to mine, so it would make sense that the ore versions would be tough to mine also.
Yeah.
The textures, I love the new textures.
Yeah.
Again, they're playing with that 3D look that I liked about the lodestone.
Mm-hmm.
The lodestone has a very 3D look. These ores have that very 3D look, and I think they're beautiful. We talk about generation, because ore generation changed a little bit again.
Yeah.
Not so much Y levels and stuff, but they're experimenting with some blocks not generating next to an air block. So if you're going caving, you won't see an ore block. I'm trying to think, I think diamond might be one of those, and lapis. Again, they use the chart that's really small, so when you try to zoom in, it just blurs all the text.
Yeah. You can only make out so much.
Yeah. But I'm 100% against this, because the new caves was for you to do caving and not so much mining. But now if you can't see the ore, then why bother caving, and you'd have a better chance just going mining.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I get what they're trying to do, but that's my 2 cents. I don't know. My thought process sometimes varies from everyone else. There's definitely times people are like, Duds, what are you talking about? That's stupid. Well, I'm here to say, if you want me to do caving, don't hide the ore blocks, because then I'm just going to go mining.
Yeah.
Probably still go mining anyways.
I mean, I really like how they distributed all the ores.
Yes, the distribution's great.
Yeah. It looks about right, where everything would be. The emerald's still up high. If you want a majority of emeralds, you have to go up high for it.
Mm-hmm.
I like that, it gives you a reason to go to the mountains.
Iron and copper are in the same area.
Yeah. But yeah, I never really thought about the cave mining. If they're going to hide them in the caves, then that's not going to be an option. You'll have to go caving for caving, exploring, It won't give you a reason to go down there if there's no ores.
I think it's more to make the caves look prettier, because that's always kind of been a complaint, especially when you have random like andesite, diorite, granite sticking on the wall. It doesn't look as good.
Mm-hmm.
Same with like coal ore and stuff like that. But yeah, if you want me to do caving, let me go caving. Don't hide the stuff I'm looking for, because at that point it's just like, well, I'm just going to dig down till Y0 and go from there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, more than likely Y negative 20 something now, probably. That seems to be where the good stuff is.
Yeah, usually when I mine diamonds, when I mine diamonds. So I go to diamond level. It looks like that's the lowest. The lowest you can go, so you can get diamonds.
Yeah, the lowest you go is the new diamond level. That's for sure. It's also the new redstone level.
Right. Yeah, redstone's pretty abundant down there too.
Yeah. Coal doesn't generate below Y0, which I think is cool.
Yeah.
That's nice. Same with emeralds.
Yeah, there's specific spots you got to go.
Yeah. You can definitely see there's now a mining strategy, but the hiding the ores.
There is no like lava level. So that's the thing about mining, is you don't know if you're going to run into this lava. Usually Y11 would keep you right at it or above it.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, there is that chance you might mine into lava, because there's no set level for that.
Is there? I know they brought lava back for this snapshot, but I didn't take a close look. Everyone just said, well, lava's back. So I don't know.
It looked like there was all kind of different levels of lava, and it's not like lakes now.
Mm.
There's like little ponds of lava, not like big lakes like there were.
Gotcha.
Not that I've seen. Another thing that we didn't mention is the stone that generates in the Deepslate, the regular stone. It's called I can't remember what it's called. It's a different name, looks just like stone.
That's the infested stone.
Infested stone.
From the silverfish. That's probably going to change. That's probably going to end up being infested Deepslate.
Okay.
They just haven't gotten to it yet.
Yeah, I didn't know that's where the silverfish came from.
Yeah.
Was that infested stone?
Yep.
So we might see some silverfish down there.
That being said, we need to go. We're running out of time.
All right. I'll read us out.
not that much.
Okay, yeah.
We just need to hop off the nudes. If you guys have something else you want us to talk about in the snapshot, hit us on the Discord. But we got listener comments to talk about on top of Mending Minecraft.
Yeah, better get to it.
Yeah. This week's listener comments from ChiefBigBear. They ask, what was an aspect of Minecraft that you thought you would hate when it first announced but ended up really enjoying when it was eventually added to the game. Now, both me and Jimbo's answers, Jimbo and I, if you want to be grammatically correct, whatever, same update, but different aspects of the update.
Right. Mine was Elytra.
I could see that.
Yeah, at first, like we talked about in the pre-show, it was kind of too modded. I'm like, okay, that kind of, I'm never going to use those. For one, all you do is just, you kind of hover, or not hover, but you glide.
Yeah, because there was no propulsion.
Right, so it was kind of like, okay, this thing is cool. You can get from high in the world to, you could jump down and glide wherever you want. That's cool, but you have to get up high to do so.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought Elytra was kind of like, this could ruin the game if they don't fix it.
Minecraft's over now.
Yeah, throw it away, trash it. No, but Elytra changed the game with the rockets. Once they implemented the rockets, Elytra became extremely useful.
Yeah.
Right then and there, I was like, I have got to get one of these. When
it first came out, it was essentially just a parachute.
Yeah.
And it was a parachute you had to knowingly put on. It wasn't just one of those that was on your back all the time. Because face it, there was no point in putting an Elytra on to lose a chest plate at that time.
Yeah.
Now with propulsion, you don't wear a chest plate because if you're in a bad situation, you just fly and take off. You get out of there. But you couldn't do that back then. There was the punch bows. People remember that.
I was going to say that.
But that was not a very good way of moving around.
No, don't confuse your bows.
Yes.
Because a lot of people do that and they'll shoot each other with their Power 5 bow. It was real confusing.
Yeah.
You got to hit yourself with a punch 2 arrow every so often to keep flight.
Yeah.
I didn't play with that at all because I thought it was annoying.
Same.
Reasonably so. But yeah, I'm so glad they brought the rockets in there and improved the Elytra.
For me, it's the combat that came with the 1.9 update. Same update. Well, I was so worried when I saw the update. I was like, wait, I'm not going to be able to get as many hits in and all this kinds of stuff, and I'm going to get murdered. You can't block with the sword now. Oh, it turns out 1.9 combat, I know people still absolutely despise it. It feels more natural than the other way. I don't know if anyone's actually tried to hold a sword out and whack it as fast as 1.8 can. That does not feel natural. That's not how... It's not how gravity works.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, Minecraft's a game that constantly defies gravity, but...
Yeah, you totally, pop your shoulder out of the socket if that was the case.
Yeah. If for someone who would be new to the game, I think 1.9 combat would feel more natural than 1.8, because that's how you would do things in real life. You would have a shield, you would block, and then swipe whenever you see an opening, and then you'd bring the shield back up, and you'd block. It feels like it was the correct way. Now, seeing all the stuff that Jeb's doing for his combat update, that looks way better. I'm excited for his update.
Mm-hmm.
I was worried about the combat update. I like it now. I don't have a lot of complaints about it.
Yep.
But I also agree with Jimbo. The Elytra, when it first came out, was just like I have to travel how far in the end to get that thing? I don't think so.
Yeah, for that little bit of grace of jumping off a cliff and gliding.
Well, yeah, and I remember having 4 shulker boxes made you rich back then.
Yeah. Yeah, those 2.
Yeah, it's well, now I have 9 stacks of shells.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for that, ChiefBigBear.
Mm-hmm.
That comment was from our Discord, and our Discord is the only place you could talk to everyone who works on the show easily. Just take Cass's word for it.
Is this thing on? I'm Cass, and I'm here to figure out why you have yet to join the Withering Effect Discord. It's a great place to hang out with other Minecraft enthusiasts and the creators of the show. The link to join the Discord is in the show notes.
Thanks for the Discord ad, Cass. Speaking of the Discord, it's the only place you can get involved in our Mending Minecraft vote. This week, we asked you to discuss and choose between one of 3 items for us to improve. And we said discuss, not all-out warfare.
Mm-hmm.
Which what I would have thought it was going to come down to. Your choices were Chorus Fruit, Trident, and Armor Stand. Jimbo is ready to tell you which one won.
Yeah, I thought you were done a while ago.
No, I had to take a breath because my nose is stopped up.
Oh, yeah, I've been eager to jump in there. You're right. Yeah, it was very close. All out war in the Discord over the winner of this week.
Mm-hmm.
And the winner of mining. Jesus, come on. The winner of Mending Minecraft this week is Armour Stand
Boop, boop.
with 31 votes, followed by Chorus Fruit with 25, Trident with 11. So yeah, Chorus Fruit and Armour Stand were having it out.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the first week that the third option has won.
Yep.
Which could be a reason why it won.
Could be. I think the armor stand, though, is one of those people have seen what the armor stands can do.
Yeah.
And then it's like when you see it in vanilla, all I can think of is the meme with the little figure with the stick poking it, going, come on, do something.
Yeah, that fits.
Yeah. All right, but tell us about some armor stands.
Yeah, I got a few things on the Armour Stand. Armour Stands are entities that are able to hold and display wearable items. It's crafted with 6 sticks and 1 smooth stone slab. Can be pushed by pistons, moved by flowing water, pulled with fishing rods, and bounced by slime blocks. It is a falling entity. In Bedrock Edition, there are 13 possible poses for the Armour Stand, and it can also hold items in Bedrock. This last one I came across, I've never seen, and I don't think it's true, but it says armor stands can be found in taiga villages, armor houses, sometimes pre-equipped with armor.
Yes.
Never seen that before. So if anyone has seen that, please tell me if you have ever found an armor stand in a village. I would love to find out. I don't think it's real.
Yeah. I've never seen it either.
Mm-mm.
Not saying it's not real, but that's one of those, it's like the naturally spawning pink sheep. You know it's out there, but
Yeah.
you've just not seen it.
Yeah, is it like an Easter egg? Is it something rare occurrence that
Yeah.
barely come across? We don't know.
Before I start going into my fixes or my mends for armor stands, there was a big push for me and you to vote Chorus Fruit. And I'm going to put it out there. If I had to vote, I was going to vote Trident.
Oh.
Those of you who wanted Chorus Fruit, I'm on the Trident bandwagon. But these were all good picks this week.
Mm-hmm.
These were all things that need improvement to be even better. So let's go with the obvious fix for the armor stand. It's the Armor Stand book by Stick God. It's the one that's being used on countless SMPs and single player worlds. You can pose armor stands in so many configurable ways. Yeah, that's kind of the obvious thing. If you're not going to do that, at least give Java the 13 possible poses.
Yeah.
The arms kind of need to be standard on an armor stand so they can hold items. I don't know why Java doesn't get any of that. Maybe now, please.
Yeah, I agree.
If we find an armor stand naturally generated, does that mean we can unlock the 13 poses? Is that what this game is?
I don't know.
The other fixes would be obviously color the armor stand based on the wood type. I've been using a lot of warped wood lately. How cool would it be to have a blue armor stand? Or a crimson armor stand?
Well, I mentioned it's crafted with sticks.
I know, but how cool would it be to do the other way?
Yeah, I hear you. Blue sticks.
I knew it was sticks, and I knew sticks only look one way, but
Yeah.
I needed to throw that out there because that was really cool.
I need to throw out there that I wrote down 6-6. It's crafted with 6-6 instead of 6 sticks. I've spelled 6 twice. I don't know.
In your defense, you were occupied with random thoughts last night.
Yeah, that's for later.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
The other things, so this next part would be based on if we could actually get poses in Java, but I would like each pose to put off a different redstone signal using a comparator.
Yeah.
I think that could be really cool, compact way to do redstone signals. And I think you can basically do the same thing with a lectern in a book, though, based on what page it's on.
Yeah.
So it might not be that great, but I'd throw it out there. To me, the coup de grace of my Mending Minecraft. So we have the Deep Dark, and we have the Warden, right? These are 2 new scary things in Minecraft. Matter of fact, it was talked about on Twitter. King D Dogs was mentioning that maybe it's a little too scary. I don't think so, but I want to play on the fears of people also. And if you come across these naturally spawning armor stands, which I still haven't seen, what if you went to pull the armor off and the armor stand came alive and tried to attack you and fight you?
Yeah.
Could you imagine an armor stand coming off the base plate and start swinging a sword at you?
Yeah, that would be cool.
I would call this enemy the puppet.
Yeah. Now, would there be a way to activate it? I know your idea is in beta,
My plan is not even an alpha, but I would assume it would be just interacting with the armor stand, like trying to take a piece of armor off of it would turn it on. I would make it where I don't think you could craft a puppet. So you couldn't just craft an armor stand and take a name tag to it and name the armor stand puppet to get it to come to life. Or maybe you could. That actually would probably work out pretty well.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be a tough... It wasn't meant to be a hard enemy to defeat. Again, it's made by a bunch of sticks. So it was just more of a jump scare type thing that I thought would be cool to the game.
And this would be a really cool feature in the Deep Dark. This could be a place where you put these armor stands in these loot places. I can go in this door and be safe from the warden. He can't fit in here. You go in there and 2 or 3 armor stands come to life. And you're like, okay, it's not safe in here either. That could definitely mix it up a little bit. I would like to see something like that. Armor stands would be a good one to implement.
Yeah, you're trying to sneak around and be quiet. You've just snuck past the word and you're like, yeah, I'm good. And all of a sudden this armor stand comes to life and is making this bone rattling sound.
Oh.
Because it's all out of wood. And now the warden hears the puppet and he's coming for you now.
Oh, now it's getting creepy.
Now it's getting creepy. I think it would have been so cool.
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a good bit you can do with the armor stand.
Yeah.
Bunch of mods out there where you can use them a lot differently. Bedrock has a little bit more features for it.
Yes.
With the poses, always like that.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of got a little bit of vanilla with the armor stand. I mean, taking it from vanilla to, modding it a little bit and giving it to us in vanilla with the poses and stuff. Yeah, it'd be nice to get that in Java.
Yeah, Bedrock definitely has the upper hand when it comes to armor stands. That's for sure.
Yeah. They don't have the mods, though, and that's what we got.
No, there are some mods for Bedrock. They're just not as many.
Oh, okay.
But there are some.
Didn't realize.
But that's all I had for Mending Minecraft. The only problem is I don't think we're going to have enough time to go through our topic this week, so I'm wondering if we shouldn't save it for next week.
We could.
Because it can fit next week, too.
Yeah, maybe we give one of each?
Yeah, let's do... So our topic for this week was another random thought, but it was a random thought on 117, and we came up with 5 of those. So yeah, let's just do one random thought each on 117. I'll let you go first.
Okay. Probably the better one I have is if we're going to be underground so much, because, the underground update, or cave update, we're going to need a decent food source down there, I feel like. And there's really no food source underground. Now, we don't know if, the fish are going to spawn down there, maybe in the lush caves. Axolotls might spawn down there. You have squid, mainly mobs. Which you'll get a carrot or potato every once in a while. You're not gonna, there's no food source down there. You're giving us all this, all this area with no food source. I guess it could give you more of a reason to come to the surface once in a while, but I feel like there needs to be something in case you're stuck or lost down there to, have some kind of food.
There is a food source down there.
What food? What, the mushrooms?
Glowberries.
Ah, glowberry.
You can eat glowberries.
What's the...
It's not very big.
Yeah.
You get partial haunches, I think, back from it. And the saturation, that's it, is not very big at all. But in case of an emergency,
yeah,
glowberries will get you out of it.
That is something. I did kind of look past the glowberries.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe something else. Maybe we can have another food source. That is good, though. Didn't think about the glowberry.
There's no real meat in the caves, is what you're getting at.
No, you're not going to fill up on berries. No one fills up on berries.
All right. So my random thought has to go with, I've been seeing a lot of people saying whenever you convert to 117 or update to 117, you have to start a new world because of the new generation. And this all comes from a snapshot or two ago, where they've said you'll be unable to open old worlds in this snapshot as there is currently no upgrade path towards the new world height. I think everyone took that as from 117 means new world.
Mm-hmm.
I do not think Mojang would do that. Would not force every player to start a new world to play on their new update. I think what's going to happen is they're going to figure out a way so old world height will expand over top of already preloaded chunks. That being said, Bedrock will still be at Y0 in your preloaded chunks because you've already loaded those chunks. It's just whenever you go into a new chunk, the whole underground's going to change. Now, obviously, they're probably trying to come up with a way to make that a more smooth transition.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not, I don't see them forcing everyone to say, hey, ditch your world, start new if you want 117, because that's just not the Mojang way.
Mm-hmm.
So people who are so worried that I'm going to have to lose my world of 5 years because of 117, no, I don't think that's going to be the case. It's just they haven't gotten to how they want to implement it yet, but I'm 99.9% sure they will figure it out before 117 comes out. Matter of fact, it's probably one of the big things that they're trying to figure out before.
Yeah, that's one of the questions I raised early was, whoa, we're not going to be able to upgrade the server because of how big the world's going to change. A lot of big changes. I have a base that goes all the way to Bedrock, but in 117, it's not even close to Bedrock. It's actually 64 blocks away from Bedrock.
Yeah.
And my thought was, if we do upgrade this, that Bedrock's going to be gone, and, my base is going to be flooded with mobs underneath of it out of nowhere, and that's something you don't want. I'm sure they don't plan on doing that. It's usually not how you upgrade a world anyway.
No.
The unloaded chunks will get upgraded. Yeah, I just thought that when you upgrade those chunks you haven't been to, and then you go to them, you have that 64 block difference underground to where you can mine into the void, just kind of fall out of the world. And that might be an issue, but it's still up to you whether you want that issue to upgrade it or not.
Yeah.
But I think that would be like the only thing to worry about is like mining into 116 from 117 and falling out of the world.
I think it's more going to be what you'll see is the chunk borders of 116 and 117. Instead of mining into a void, I think you're going to see a very deep vertical line of bedrock that's going to be right there at that chunk line.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what's going to happen is whenever they figure out how to overlap the previously generated chunks with the new, what I call world height rules, as in you can now go above 256 and negative Y64, whatever it was going to be, that whatever's below 0 now has this section of bedrock that you can't break through anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be just like on a chunk border to keep you from mining through there. Or they're not going to do that, and you're going to be able to mine into the void, and that's going to be wicked fun.
Yeah, that's just as you were saying that, I was thinking, man, you could build under there then.
Right.
You could build under that bedrock.
How cool would it be to an elytra through a cave into just void?
Yeah, it'd get a little scary, but...
Get a little scary.
Yeah, it's kind of got my nerves going already. That freaked me out. I don't get along with the void.
Yeah, I think that's going to do it for today's show. But before Jimbo reads us out, I want to say a huge thank you to all of our patrons who are supporting the show. Our milk level patrons are Aubni, ChiefBigBear, Crock, FragileRock, ohbeep, StoneFigure, viperoustuna, and YDYT. If you too would like to get access to the exclusive benefits and hours of extra content each month, please consider joining at patreon.com/thewithering effect.
And if you like the show, you can share it with all of your friends and on social media. If you listen on Spotify, follow us, or if you listen on Apple Podcasts, leave us a nice review. Doing any of these really helps the show reach more listeners. If you'd like to get in contact with us, send an email to podcast@thewitheringeffect.com, tweet us, leave a voice message, or join our Discord where you can have a chat with everyone who works on the show and fellow listeners. All the links are in the show notes.
This show has been brought to you by Jimbo and myself, but also our digital producer, Carl. He helps make sure the show ends up where it should be. The amazing music you hear in the intro and outro was created by the one and only Decoy. Everyone's social media info could be found down in the show notes. You guys have been awesome. As always, thank you so much for getting withered with us. You should probably go drink your milk now. Bye.
See you guys.